you wrote about like your useful metaphor for AI and thinking about LLMs is as this like fuzzy processor, kind of like a computational processor. Do you still believe that? Like, is that still sort of the metaphor that you grab for when you're thinking about these systems now, or has your thinking evolved there?
I think the metaphor has, perhaps surprisingly to me also, like stood the test of time a little bit. Even when you use GPT-5, they are still fuzzy processors that have had chipsets put around them. So we are getting towards building a full computer. Because if you extract out and take a look at what these reasoning models do, for example, they have um, a substrate layer, which is the fuzzy processor, which is the LLM. You ask a question and you get a response. And then all other bits of work that you do is effectively training that processor to give you better response in some ways, right? So you would say like, no, don't give me a response now. Do like 1,000 loops and then give me a response. It is equivalent to some, internalized chain of thought in order for it to provide a better answer. Now, we don't do that with normal processors because processors are deterministic. It is a processor in the sense that you throw in a bunch of information, and based on some mathematical computation that happens here, you're going to get some level of information that is coming out on the other side. And that transformation, that processing is still, to me, a very useful metaphor. Where this might break down is at some point you might say, okay, stop processing and started generating or something. I don't know. There's a different verb that you might actually start throwing around there. But the way I think about it, at least, is that that's a function of the chipset. You have to do a whole bunch of stuff around it. You have to teach it to use tools. So suddenly it's not just one processing run, but it is using a bunch of different things within it such that it is able to give you a better answer. But at that point, we are barely dealing with actual simple LLM transformer methods like existed in 3.5 or whatever anymore, right? Because we've kind of well past that paradigm now.